Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston. Okay, so one of the things I love about doing a talk show is discovering new things and new people. In the entertainment industry, new people used to be that woman named Beyonce, Lainey Wilson, and Cody Johnson. Interviewed them all before they started winning Grammys, ACM, and CMA awards. It's been 2 years since we first met our first guest. It was right before they took off for Nashville to get an education in music by day and perform music by night. A lot has happened since then, so let's catch up with Houston's homegrown Magnolia Brothers, Joseph DeLongchamp and Michael Deese. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you two again.
Thanks for having us.
Obviously, when you are doing country music, the lure of Nashville is that's just the place to be.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
ma'am,
absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah, but y'all did your research of where you should go and also where you should go to school.
100%. Yeah, Belmont's been awesome.
There's lots of great people who've gone there. Obviously, Belmont's one of those schools that you have alumni like Trisha Yearwood, Brad Paisley, Leanne Womack, because you want to learn the business side of that. How important was that to you? Because so many times with performers, it's all about the craft, but not understanding how to get there.
100%.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I mean, I can speak for myself. I know the biggest draw for me to Belmont was learning about the business.
Yeah.
So it's the only place where you can get a BBA in music business.
Yeah.
So that was a huge draw, I know, for both of us, just kind of learning how to, make it in this industry on the business side, because that's where a lot of people kind of fall short.
Yeah, how's that impacted what you're doing so far?
It's really taught us how to, I guess, kind of operate within the business world rather than just having the mind of oh, well, I'm a musician, I just play music.
Yeah.
We know
Street
now,
corner anywhere, right? Yeah.
Now we know how to, talk to venues, really plan out, extended, tours,
Right. Yeah. It's really operating as an entity, as a business entity rather than just two people.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Okay. And you talk about venues. I mean, when you're in Nashville, there are scouts at about 180 live music venues there. So you have, access to record labels, recording studios, songwriting capital, all that type of stuff there. Is it a little bit overwhelming?
It can be.
It can be. Definitely, yes, it is. All right, this past year, your newest release hit number 30 on the Texas Country Music Chart. So tell us about that.
Well, that release was called Faith, and it's a song that we're really proud of. We try to mix a little bit of bluegrass kind of instrumentation into it. So we like to say, it's kind of like Steel Drivers meets Tyler Childers in a way.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we recorded it out at The Zone up in Wimberley, and we're super excited, for everybody to hear it, and proud of how it's done.
In fact, you're going to play it for in just a little bit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, cool. You did Steamboat Music Festival in color. That's a 40-year tradition, 50 bands, 6 days. It's one thing to perform, be the headliner in one place by yourselves, but to go and be around so many other people, how does that impact what you do?
Oh, man, it was awesome. It was so cool to just walk around. A lot of the festival is within a resort in Steamboat itself. So it was really cool to walk around the hallways and just oh wow, that's Jake Worthington, and
Braxton Keith is right over at the merch stand.
They're just the merch stand.
Saying hi. It's so crazy, and it was just such a great time to meet these dudes.
Yeah. The World Cup stage on the 3rd.
Yes,
ma'am. That was an absolute blast. Yeah, we played the Fan Fest out there right after Egypt beat Australia. So it was a pretty electric crowd, and it was awesome. We had a great time.
All right, let's back up to how it all started for you all. You started playing in middle school. You met, and when you met, you all quickly bonded because, as you say, you would overshare your interest in music and guitar. You found your soulmates in that way, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, take us back to that moment where it's hey, that guy over there, hey, you play guitar? So do I.
Well, in middle school, it was kind of that's how it went. We were introduced through mutual friends, and I'd been singing since I was a little kid. And Michael had already been playing really good guitar.
A couple years.
So we kind of came together. I picked up acoustic guitar, and we started singing together, and it kind of all came together from there.
For your generation, especially, when you love music, people go, "Oh, that's nice. They do music." And what about your STEM, right? Because we're all about STEM today. So, at what point did you come to the realization that we want to give this a go as a living and not just a hobby and something we do when our parents have company and say, "Get your guitar, come out and sing a song." Right?
Yeah. I mean, for us, it was kind of the moment of us really turning this into kind of a summer job, and that was about. That was in between our junior and senior year of high school. We realized, we can kind of, spend our free time doing this and, get out there and play for people. And
doing gigs.
This is something we can do for forever.
Yeah.
We can go to college for it and move up to Nashville and pursue the dream. So.
Magnolia Brothers. So you're not actually blood brothers, but how'd you come up with the name Magnolia Brothers?
Well, Houston used to have a nickname. It's kind of a historical nickname, the Magnolia City, because there's a lot of magnolia trees and a lot of magnolia flowers that bloomed in, especially in East Houston. And we kind of wanted to pay homage to our city. We're very proud of where we came from, and so Magnolia Brothers.
Yeah, and then finding the right sound. That's what everybody needs to do, because sometimes I think in the beginning you may play a song like someone else played it, and if you can play it like somebody who's already won the Grammys and stuff, you think, okay, that's good. But what's better is when you put your own spin on it.
Absolutely.
So in finding your sound, because there's lots of elements of different genres in your music.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I mean, we take inspiration from the old stuff like Glenn Campbell and Jerry Reed, all the way up to Zach Bryan. So stuff from 1960 or stuff that was released last year, and we kind of try to blend all of it into our music, and there's something for everybody.
Were y'all listening to your parents' and grandparents' music, or did y'all dig it up yourselves?
Yes, ma'am. Parents are over, yeah.
You're stuck in the car when you're playing like Glenn Campbell the whole bit. All right. The other thing that you all have done which is so appreciated, is like music doing good in the sense that your talent doing good. You've done benefit concerts. You raise money for underprivileged families. So it's one thing to play in front of a crowd that claps for you and loves what you're doing. It's another thing to know at the end of the night you're helping somebody else.
100%.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we're pretty involved with the Cattle Barons Ball here in Houston when it's held in September, and it's super awesome just be a part of that and kind of be next to some of these other big country music stars that are also contributing to charity and doing good for the community.
Yeah.
Upcoming performance. Oh, you were gonna say?
I'm sorry. We had a charity show at Cowboy Surfer in Memorial City Houston.
Yeah.
Where we had you don't have to pay to get in, but you have to bring either $5 that will pay for a toy, or you can bring a toy and just donate it.
Yeah.
And we ended up having quite a bit of toys for.
Yeah, I think we had like 300 toys or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And the Cowboy Surfer Bar is it's like a really intimate little bar. It's not that big, so
yeah,
you have 300.
So
you probably have, the toys took up some room. Yeah, right.
I'm glad we have a truck.
I'm like, you have a truck. Of course you have a truck. You do country music in Texas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the last time you were on to, I was saying to you about going to Bluebird Cafe, which is where people like Taylor Swift, Dirk Bentley, Keith Urban, Garth Brooks, all of them went to Bluebird Cafe, and I said, have you been there yet? And you said,
no, ma'am.
You've just been too busy.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you've been too busy. Okay.
Yeah, we got there and we said, man, we need to go to Bluebird Cafe. We need to go to this in Nashville, all the famous places, and 2 years later,
you'll get there.
Man, we still need to go.
I'm just going to say this right now before we wrap up. Okay, so like when you do get like the extra big and famous, okay, it's pinky swear right now that you will still come back to Great Day Houston, and that when you get married, like instead of MSG at NRG, that I'm on the invitation list.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
I wasn't on Taylor's. All right. The Magnolia Brothers perform tomorrow at Mucky Duck and Thursday at the Rustic Post Oak. They'll also be at the Continental Club on Friday and Truck Yard on Saturday. For tickets, showtimes, and more information, visit MagnoliaBrothersBand.com. We'll hear them perform in just a minute, but first, after the break, sticker shock at the pharmacy counter, or maybe it's confusion. Why did the price for the same medicine change so much since last month? Our next guest reveals the invisible group between the pharmaceutical companies and the pharmacy, and things to do if the price is not right. All right, the Magnolia Brothers are in place and ready to serenade us to break. Here they are with their new single, Faith.
Still